Hello! So you may have noticed we've got a new outfit since last time, and I need to put my cat back up. Hang on. Here we go. It should be working. And so yes, so I was thinking we could do some picking up some new classes, because I'm going to do Palace of the Dead later tonight, and I'm not sure if I'm going to stream that yet. And my Marauder's at level 37, and our main quest is not quite not quite the same level. So I figured it might be a bit of a waste just to farm with my main. And so I'm going to pick up some new classes to try out. And to do that, we're going to go to Gridania, I think, is where I want to start off. So my streams will probably be on a bit of a hiatus for the next few weeks, as I will be going home for a bit. Buddy! So I didn't really want to get too far into the middle of a story quest. Greetings, adventurer, and welcome to the Archers Guild. It is here that archers the realm over gather to master the bow. We engage the enemy from a distance, ever seeking to alter the course of battle with a single, well-placed arrow. If you have a mind to become an archer, then you have come to the right place. Do you wish to join our ranks? Marvelous! Then allow me to enlighten you on the history of both our art and the guild. The bow is an ancient tool that has existed since before our fair nation came into being. As an implement of war and hunting both, it protects us from our enemies, even as it keeps us fed and clothed. Archery as practiced in Gridania was born of two distinct styles of bowmanship. The first was devised by the longbow sentries of the Ellison, who once ruled the lowlands, while the second belonged to the shortbow hunters of the formerly nomadic Makote. As you'll doubtless be aware, both races ultimately came to call the Twelveswood home. Though the two peoples began as rivals, they gradually learned to live together in harmony. During this time, they learned from one another, their two schools of archery intermingling to give birth to the art as it's known today. But this wouldn't have been possible were it not for the Trappers' League. The guild was established in order to promote sustainable hunting in cooperation within the hunting fraternity at large. As a happy consequence of this union, the guild's members came to engage in friendly contests of skill. Inspired by such competitors, a handful of their numbers began to focus on perfection as opposed to mere practicality, transforming a skill into what may be termed an art. These individuals would go on to form a guild of their own. Aye, the Archers Guild, where men and women gather to attain mastery over the bow. More than a few members of the God's Quiver loosed their first arrow within these very halls. And that, my friend, is a brief history of archery in Gridania. Doubtless you are more eager than ever to take up the bow. It would be my pleasure to recommend you to our guildmaster. You must receive her permission if you are to join us. If you would excuse me a moment, I shall see to it that the relevant lists are amended. Pray speak to me again in a short while. So, are you resolved to join the Archers Guild? The look in your eye bespeaks your determination. It would be my pleasure to refer you to Guildmaster Lucienne. Lest you worry unduly, Lucienne is an affable and kind-hearted woman. Even those not of the guild have been known to seek her counsel on various matters, and ever have they been given fair hearing. Lucienne awaits you in the training area yonder. Present yourself before her and impress upon her your desire to join the guild. Greetings, adventurer. I am told you wish to join our ranks. I am Lucienne, the master of the Archers Guild, and I bid you welcome. Our doors are open to all who have the will to learn. Allow me to explain the basics of our art, and offer you a foretaste of that which we will teach the members of our guild. The bow's greatest advantage is its range. Unlike those arms used in other disciplines of war, it allows one to strike at the enemy from afar. Though the bow may not boast the destructive force of a sword or spear, its myriad strategic applications more than compensate for this shortcoming. An experienced archer can immobilize an enemy by striking a leg, or sap its strength with a poisoned arrow. Rise to become a virtuoso of archery, and a veritable deluge of death will be yours to rain down upon your foes. By fighting from a distance, we can better assess the battlefield and thereby determine the most advantageous course of action. This is of paramount import, as our role in battle is to exploit the enemy's weakness. With the requisite placement and timing, but a single arrow may serve to turn the tide. To this end, the guild seeks to instill discerning eye within its members, that they might learn to strike at vulnerabilities swiftly and surely. Now, any half-wit can bend the bow, but it is no simple undertaking to become a skilled archer. You must be prepared for a long and arduous journey. Are you resolved to complete that journey? Yeah, sure. That is well. From this moment forth you may consider yourself one of our number. Now, lend me your hunting log if you would. I shall add to it the names of such creatures as would provide a fitting challenge to an archer. And to help you on your way, I bestow upon you this short bow. Arm yourself with your new weapon, and then speak to me again. I would have you undertake a trial to gauge your fitness to join the guild. Ah yes, the bow becomes you, Valentine. Now, before proceeding any further, I must needs gauge your innate aptitude for archery. To this end, I hereby assign you the following trial. Slay the squirrels, ladybugs, and fungoirs that roam just beyond the city gates. 3 of each should suffice. In doing so, you will prove your fitness to join the Archers Guild. It goes without saying that you must do so using your bow. Report back to me when the task is accomplished. Go now, Valentine, and earn your place within these halls. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Uh-oh. No, my controller, please. This is what I get for laughing at my friend's misfortune. Their Blobo is evil. Welcome back, Valentine. It would seem you've successfully completed the trial. You've proven yourself worthy of a place within these halls. It is with pleasure that I name you an Archer of the Guild. As fellows of this path, let us together strive for greater mastery of our art. Now, though you may be a member of the Archers Guild, know that your seniors will not coddle you with personal attention. It is up to you to seek out the experiences you need to grow as an archer. By way of a first step, I encourage you to practice proper technique. Loose arrow after arrow, paying close attention to form until the movement becomes second nature. When drawing your bowstring has become as natural to you as drawing breath, then the world seems clear when viewed down the shaft of an arrow, return to me. Go well, my young apprentice. Good evening to you, Valentine. I feel it was about time you returned. Have you grown more accustomed to the bow? Before we go any further, I wish to ensure that you have grasped the fundamental essence of archery. Tell me, Valentine, do you truly understand what it means to see clearly? To see clearly is not merely to look, it is to observe with intent. Fail to do this, and no amount of talent with a bow will avail you. An archer must remain vigilant for any trace of his target, overlooking not the smallest detail lest it prove crucial in the realization of his purpose. He must, in short, see clearly. The coming task will test your powers of observation. A number of targets have been hidden throughout the city. I would have you seek out and destroy them. Each will fall easily to your heavy shot technique. When you have completed the task, return to me and we will continue. Valentine, is it not? I've been following your exploits with great interest. You have served the Mzillimanza well, but I believe your greatest accomplishments are yet to come. It is with such lofty expectations that I would grant you passage beyond Gridania's own White Wolf Gate. Take this pass and show it to Franchemonteau, the gatekeeper. Gird yourself well for the battles to come, and I am sure that news of your deeds will reach me again before long. So the aim right now is to get the archer to level 10 so I can start doing palace with him. Ah, you have returned. The next trial will test your powers of observation in battle. Travel to the North Shroud and there put down 8 microchews and 8 opo-opos. In contrast to the inanimate and wholly unthreatening targets of the previous trial, these creatures may be relied upon to move around and fight back. Nor are those the only difference. Being comparatively numerous, microchews and opo-opos are anything but difficult to find, and yet you may be assured that the next class will test your powers of observation, albeit in a different manner. This time you will need to evaluate the abilities of your opponent. In so doing, that you will learn, amongst other things, that microchews produce a poison that can quickly sap one's strength, while opo-opos, like archers, possess the advantage of range. Knowing their strengths, how would you go about mitigating them? If you commence your attack before identifying an effective strategy, you will soon be made to regret your folly. But if you take the time to observe your targets from afar, you will surely glean the knowledge necessary to defeat them. I look forward to hearing of your success, Valentine. I leveled up. Don't need to sit down for anymore. Woo! Sorry, tabbing out. Cool. And that should be all we need to do for Archer right now. Although we can accept the next quest. Only those who possess a gate pass may travel through the White Wolf Gate. It is for your own good. The fearsome beasts that lurk beyond would tear an unprepared adventurer limb from limb. You have papers. Let us see, now. Yes, everything appears to be in order. Go in safety, Valentine. In the future, should you wish to pass, you need only say the word. I think while I'm here I might start Conjurer as well. Cause why not, you know? Yeah. Well met, adventurer. You are come to Stillglade Fane, home of the Conjurers Guild. We conjurers harness the power of the earth, wind, and water that abound in nature, and thereby weave spells of healing and protection. Ever do we seek noble souls to initiate into our mysteries. Might you be such a soul, come to join the guild. Then allow me to provide you with an overview of what it is to be a conjurer. Conjuring is the art of healing and purification. Its practitioners harness the power of nature that they might bring about change in the form of spells. Primitive magic, such as what once wrought by individuals known as mages, meaning those with the ability to manipulate ether, has existed since the dawn of time. It was not until some 5 centuries ago that conjuring emerged from this shapeless agglomeration of spells and charms, an event which led to the founding of Gridania. In those dark days, the elementals would not suffer man's presence in the Twelveswood, forcing our forebears to make their homes beneath the earth, in the great subterranean city of Gelmora. But their desire to settle in the Twelveswood continued to burn fiercely. Time and again they sought to curry the elementals' favour. Unlike men and other creatures bound in temples of flesh, the elementals are beings of pure ether. Recognizing this, the mages of Eld reasoned that their talent for etheric manipulation might allow them to commune with these therefore enigmatic entities. It took 5 long decades, but our forebears finally succeeded. Their reward, the elementals' permission to dwell in the Twelveswood. So it was that the nation of Gridania was born. Since that time, the elementals have taught us to live as one with nature, speaking to all Gridanians through the hearers, those mages who are able to commune with them. And for their intimacy with the elementals, the hearers would go on to attain greater mastery over the forces of nature. Thus did they conceive the art of conjuring. And that, my most attentive listener, is a brief history of conjuring. If you have a mind to walk our path, I wholeheartedly recommend you join our guild. It would be my pleasure to explain the initiation process to you. Pray speak with me again when you are ready. Is your mind made up? Are you ready to join the Conjurers Guild? That is well. I shall introduce you to our guildmaster, Brother Isumiyan. Brother Isumiyan presides over the Conjurers Guild even as he serves the nation as a hero. You will find him in the meditation area within. Go to him and make known your desire to join the guild. Greetings, adventurer. I am told you wish to become a conjurer of Stillglade fame. I am Brother Isumiyan, master of this guild. Before you are formally accepted into our ranks, I would impart to you the principles of conjury. Pray attend me well. Conjury is an arcane art that takes life and the living for its domain. Its primary purpose is the solving of hurts and the granting of protection. Adventurers such as yourself oft stand upon the front lines of battle. Owing to this, you are like to find yourself in many situations wherein a capacity for healing would be advantageous. Mind you, there is more to conjury than that. By harnessing the power of earth, wind, and water, conjurers are also capable of weaving spells that wreak havoc. In terms of sheer destructive power, conjuring may pale in comparison to thaumaturgy, but its capacity to defend one against aggression more than compensates for this relative shortcoming. In mastering healing and purification, not only will you be able to mend wounds and purge afflictions, you will also be able to breathe life back into the fallen. More than simply healers, yet not true dealers of destruction, conjurers realize their full potential when they employ their powers in support of others. This, my dear adventurer, is what it means to be one of us. Mayhap that was too much to grasp upon a single hearing. But worry not, for the meaning of my words will become clear to you in due time. Aye, you will come to understand that conjury is not the sole province of the conjurer. Should you wish to walk our path, I must needs ask that you solemnly vow to embrace nature, to heed the will of the elementals and the 12-wood alike. Can you make this vow? I knew your answer ere your lips had parted, yet I am no less pleased to hear it. By the power vested in me, I hereby name you a member of the Conjurers Guild. If you would be so kind as to lend me your hunting log, I shall add to it the names of such creatures as would pose a suitable challenge to a conjurer. And to mark this momentous occasion, I present to you this cane. Though it may be old and weathered, it will serve you well as you take your first steps upon the path of the conjurer. Take up your cane, Valentine, and present yourself to me once more. I would assign you your first task as a conjurer of the Stillglade fame. The path of the conjurer becomes you, Valentine. Without further ado, I shall assign you your first task as a conjurer of Stillglade fame. Just beyond the city gates, you will encounter squirrels, ladybugs, and funguars. I would have you slay 3 of each. Lest you wonder how I can so coolly order the taking of life, know that things are not as they once were. As a consequence of the calamity, and, I may add, through no fault of their own, these creatures have become a burden to the 12-wood. A burden it cannot bear well. As a conjurer, it is your duty to carry out the will of the forest, and by employing your powers in doing so, you will come to learn something of your art. Go now, Valentine, and perform your first task in the name of the elementals. Do do do. There was not enough time to drink some tea. You know, maybe not the best way to go about this, but whatever. Welcome back, Valentine. The elementals have told me of your success. By placing yourself in the midst of nature and seeing it with the conjurer's eyes, you've taken your first step along the path to enlightenment. Healing, protection, and destruction. Though our spells vary in function, they all derive their power from the same source, the forces embodied in all creation. By gaining a true understanding of these, a conjurer may call upon them to manipulate his environment, thereby realizing the state of being that he desires. Yes, yours is a familiar look, the very picture of confusion. Be not disheartened, but for comprehension shall come in due time. For now you must learn to reach out to the forces embodied in each of us. Pray hearken to mine instructions. Breathe deep and open your eyes, in which cannot be seen. Feel the myriad life around you, and draw upon this boundless reservoir of energy. Take up your cane, and use it to lend that energy form. Go forth, my young conjurer, and be at one with the world. Return to me when you have learned to draw upon the forces around you with the self-same ease you draw upon those within. It is good to see you again, Valentine. By the air of serenity that surrounds you, it is plain you have learned to draw upon the energy of creation. I am glad. It is the wellspring of all power. Yet the energy of creation is not one thing, but many, and to call upon all without first knowing each is contrary at its most basic. As a part of your continuing education, it is my desire that you now learn about the element of earth. Make your way to Blessed Bud in the North Shroud, and there partake of Inhera Nolinel's wisdom. The depth of his infinity for elementals of rock and soil is all but unique amongst conjurers, and he is a gifted instructor besides. You may be certain of receiving a most enlightening lesson on the subject of earth. I want to see something really quick. Give me a minute. Okay, so we're almost up to... I think it's the first boss, yeah. First boss of the run. And then we are a while away from unlocking the next dungeon, though. So I think we will try and get that done. Spinning. Meow. Can I use mountains yet? No. Do I have to do the quest for that even if I have a mount? That's something I'll have to look up. Look into at least.
This is apparently where you're supposed to put your contour. Why is it so high?
Okay. We're still running the right way? Yes. And my controller is dying again. Because it's very rude. Here we go. Okay, so it looks like I can get a chocobo after I unlock my Grand Company. That makes sense. Just double checking I didn't already have access to one. Who is Uplander come to tentering of Mutamix's bubbly pots? 50 tall drinks an airy self. When full of airy self, Fighty Tool changes to Stony Sign, name of materia. If materia joins with other Fighty Tool, then big eyes, Fighty Tool gains power of airy self. Psh, skull. Mutamix is reckoning that Uplander is friend of Minfilia. Yes! Tongue flaps reach air of Mutamix with fastness. Minfilia want Uplander to see power of materia. Uplander bring Fighty Tool to Mutamix, yes? Skoch. Fighty Tool is unstrong as Eating Tool. Make good teachy show of power of materia. Materia Master. Now, eyes of Uplander point at Fighty Tool, yes? Psh, skoch. Materia join with Fighty Tool. Fighty Tool gains power of materia. Fighty Tool reborn! Here, Uplander take Fighty Tool to Minfilia. Materia, strictly speaking, is a kind of crystal. It is created by drawing out the etheric constituents from a piece of equipment and then crystallizing them. Not just any old equipment will serve, mind you. It must have sufficient spirit bond, that being a measure of how fully an item has been imbued with its owner's spirit. When you attach a piece of materia to gear, you imbued the host item with its power. That's how Master Mutamix turned that dagger of yours from summit as would have struggled to cut steak into a weapon worth wielding. Psh, skoch. Uplander wishes to be joiner of materia? Then Uplander best fill a brain case with knowings of crafty making. With knowings of crafty making, Uplander can become joiner of materia. If Uplander want brain case to rattle with knowings of materia, Uplander best trade tongue flaps with learning ones of Mutimix. Okay. Thank you. Welcome back, Valentine. I trust your visit to the bonfire proved fruitful. Ah, what a remarkable difference a single piece of materia can make. Granted, the skills needed to manipulate the substance are not easily acquired, but one need only look upon the results to realize such efforts are worthwhile. As I am sure you are aware, the quality of one's equipment can be the difference between victory and defeat. Materia may well give you the edge you need, Valentine, so make it your ally. Now, it is time we discuss the matter of your next mission. Pray speak with me when you are ready to begin. Word has arrived from Thancred concerning our ongoing investigation. It appears he was able to extract some information from our friend Ungust, the false priest. He revealed that he is due to meet with the Amalja to discuss their dealings. The Immortal Flames believe that the meeting will present an ideal opportunity to ambush and capture the Amalja responsible for the abductions, and so they mean to have Ungust attend as planned. As the Amalja anticipated to offer fierce resistance, the Immortal Flames have requested our support. I would have you provide it to them, Valentine. Thancred is presently attending it to another matter, but will join you as soon as he is able. Until such time as he does, he will be the Scien's sole representative on the ground. Before he left, he bade me tell you to save some for him. Such is his confidence in you, a confidence I share. When you have made ready, pray take yourself to Camp Drybone and report to the Flame Sergeant leading the mission. May you walk in the light of the crystal.
Ah, you're Valentine Solider of the Scions. My thanks for coming, friend. We're stronger for your assistance. Allow me to brief you on our mission. Our objective is to capture Amalja and prize from them the whereabouts of the abductees. The lizard men aren't aware that their man, Ungust, has been exposed. When they come to the rendezvous point to meet the traitor, we'll spring the trap. Owing to the clandestine nature of the mission, we can deploy only a small contingent. Every member must count, and so we requested the aid of the Scions. The rendezvous will take place at the Invisible City. Please make your way there and lie in wait. We stand to learn much and more of the Amalja's plot if the mission succeeds, Valentine. Let's make sure it does. Is the bait in place? Our man is in position, sir. Good. We make our move as soon as the Imaja appear. Yes, sir. Ah! What is the meaning of this? Wait, something's amiss. I'm afraid your little ambush ends here. I eluded the immortal flame's clutches for moons before they finally caught. Did you not wonder how I managed it? It was almost as if someone was feeding me information from the inside. Aye, yet every movement was known to me ahead of time. Now, as much as I'd love to chat a while, I have appointments to keep. They're all yours. Excuse me. Put up your weapon, or the comrade's a dead man. Behind you! Bring him. The rest of you, march. Treacherous scum. I fear the Amuljo mean to give us to their god as an offering. If I must die, then let me die a soldier's death, with steel in hand. The Ball of Embers now accessible. I need to wait for... I'm going to wait for my flatmates, who I think are in another dungeon. But I need to check something really quick anyway, so I'm going to tab out. Got a few things organized. That's my cat making noises. He's the boy.
Okay, that is sorted. Let's see how... Cute. The listed men marched us to their stronghold. They're preparing for something, and I, for one, do not want to be around when they finish. Ba-dum. It would appear there are no healers online. Ah, I skipped the cutscene. I've made a mistake.
So this... I feel like I messed up by skipping this cutscene. It seems a little long. I think we can check it out in the book afterwards, though. Put that on a sticky note. I can stun him. Something I need to add to my hotbar, the limit break. A new crystal. Pray forgive my lateness. I was delayed by a congregation of Amalja zealots. I swear each seemed more evangelical than the last. Persistent lot. Phew. I see the Bloodsworn wasted no time extracting the captives. No less than I'd expect from the Flame General's hand-picked men. As for those two, it is fair to say their hardships have only just begun. They have much to answer for. I feel I owe you an apology, Valentine. Had I known this mission would prove so dangerous, I would never have left you to face it alone. You would have been given a veritable baptism of fire. You have been. Nah. But let us continue this conversation in more agreeable surrounds. Camp Drybone, shall we say. This way, sir. So that was the mighty Ifrit. And what a disappointment he was. The readings are nowhere near what I had anticipated, even taking Uldan interference into account. You should know better than to rely upon a 5-year-old data left by Vilth... Vilth? The 8th Legion. Nor can we expect any form of support from the motherland, given the troubles at court. We have only ourselves to rely upon. Ever the pessimist, my dear Livia. Promise me you'll never change. We've wasted enough time here. That meter of yours is too old to give any reading worth a damn. Not that there was aught worth a damn for it to read, but I take your point. I suppose we must content ourselves with the knowledge that we've achieved our primary objective. Yet I find that I am troubled by that adventurer's unexpected show of strength. Could such a foe prove a hindrance to our plans? Perhaps, but that is a consideration for another time. You have been given a task. That is your priority. I suggest you treat it as such. Fail to do as my lord commands, and I will spare him the trouble of punishing you. With allies like that, beware a woman in love. I shall need to be on my best behavior. Do, 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 do. One commendation. And I think we'll leave it here for now. I might be back on later. But yes, that is the end of the stream for now. Nice little bit of story progress there. See you guys next time.